till they say. It's not a crime till they say. For at least 5 years, and we've had the witnesses on, in Homeland Security, they're not allowed to call a terror attack a terror attack. They're not allowed to call a mosque a mosque. They're not allowed to call a Muslim a Muslim. They're not allowed to call an Al-Qaeda person or an ISIS person by their name under federal regulations, or they get reprimanded or fired. I mean, we've had the whistleblowers on. We ought to have them back on. Imagine that. This is the level of control. You think they're just telling us don't use the word Muslim or bomb or terror attack? That's what the FBI is told. That's what Customs is told. That's what it is to live in a mind control country where they tell you what language to use. Because the sickening globalists and George Soros are allied with radical Islam and are taking over 23 countries as we speak. Taking them over. The West is only in a destabilization program right now. We aren't to that point yet. But in Sweden and Germany and France, they're putting ads on saying, you are demoralized, you are dead, you are over, give up to the hijab, give up to Muhammad and Allah. Allah Akbar, we're going to stab your daughter at the mall. We're going to stab your wife, your son. We're going to stab you with a butcher knife. And then the police chief's going to get up and say, we love our Somalis. We love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet. I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning, and they had the police chief on making excuses from that town in Minnesota. And they had the Fox News host, this is the Fair and Balanced channel, going, Donald Trump really stepped in at this time. He said it was a bombing before it had officially been called a bombing, and Hillary's on him, and she's got some really good points. Fox is where MSNBC was 2 or 3 years ago. Now MSNBC is foam at the mouth deception and is so filled with hate of you and your family, they can't even control it. I mean, you look at the body language of Rachel Maddow. She is in a sport, a death sport. She wants to conquer you. She hates Christians. They had a former top diplomat come out last week and say, who hadn't even really been a Christian. He says, man, I'm not even a right-winger or a big Christian. I'm telling you, we got to pull the article. We got to have that guy on. He said, we're taking Russia down because they're Christian, period. Hollywood runs the U.S. and they hate Christians. I mean, I'm telling you, people, this is sick. The leftists hate Christians so much that they will literally burn this country down if they need to get full control. It's like George Soros in his emails is talking about how to bring Israel down. You can say what you want about Israel. Israel's done some oppression, done some bad things, but they're fighting people that want them exterminated. What do you expect? Then there's the argument, well, you know, Israel didn't have that area for 1,000 years. Okay, but I mean, the Jews were in the Middle East at one point. Then they'll argue, oh, there's no Jews. Those aren't real Jews. Then they do the DNA test and test the bones. It's the same damn people, you know, mixed with Europeans. It doesn't even matter. I've never even been some Israel firster. But that's back when the globalists were trying to stir up the Middle East. I was trying to stop this clash of civilizations. They've done it. They've radicalized the Muslims. They've blown the doors open. The borders are open. The Mediterranean's open. Georgia's open. Albania's open. Macedonia's open. Turkey's open. Millions are pouring in, people of the very worst type that kill each other. Do you understand? It's an attack. It's red level. It doesn't matter now. You got to choose sides at this point. The globalists have overrun us. There's not 100,000 people they brought in. They brought in 100,000 Somalis in the last year or two. They're now admitting that in the news. I told you it's not 100,000 total. It's hundreds of thousands per country. It's millions. They're everywhere. You got to warn people. You understand? I don't fundamentally hate Muslims and want to kill them. I tried to stop those wars, to contain it and try to reform those countries with earlier policies our government had under Eisenhower. But those policies to stabilize the Middle East, put women in college, and take them out of the dark ages have been blown wide open by the neocons and the Democrats and George Soros. They are putting the very worst, bloodthirsty, creepy weirdo dudes in white pajamas that have sex slaves in control with trillions of dollars. and I will be, you know what? I will go to hell before I sit here and I watch this country and the world turned over to these savages. I'm done, I'm pissed, and I'm not putting up with it anymore. Let me tell you something, you filthy traitors in the government, you pieces of crap. You are the most degenerate, twisted, mentally ill people I've ever seen, wanting to gang rape this republic and this country and the West that has been the literal cornerstone, the absolute jewel in the crown of free Western Renaissance societies and the very best literature, music, technology, science, medicine, culture the world's ever seen. You Satanists want to sacrifice the West. You want to kill the beautiful goddess that is the West. You people are enemies, and we're going to get your asses, and we know what you're up to, and we're coming for you.